Y'all, I cleaned up my kitchen from making my red kidney beans in my crock pot. I got them over there cooling so I can put them in the refrigerator. I've got them in a storage container. And then I realized I don't have any bread. So guess what? I've got 2 ripe bananas over here. Sorry about that, y'all. But I've been breathing that dust from next door all day. And I've been sneezing my head off. Oh. Now, instead of nut bread, I'm going to make banana bread. Because I'm going to use it for more than just like a dessert. So I'm going to put 2 ripe bananas. And you notice they haven't turned black. I don't want black bananas. But I will use really ripe bananas in my banana bread. And I'm only making half a recipe that I've got because the whole recipe makes 2 loaves. And I don't need 2 loaves of bread. I just want 1. First of all, I'm going to preheat my oven to 350. Make sure I don't have anything in there. Sometimes I store a frying pan in there. But I'm going to... Oh, I'll be so glad when they get done with the landscaping and the building and all that. And probably by the time they get that house done, somebody on the lot behind me or over here on the other side of me will decide to build. And then I'll be at it all over again. But I was in the yard part of the day, so I was breathing a lot of that stuff out there. And you know, after you open your door a couple of times, all that stuff comes in your house too. So you can't get away from it. And I just can't wear a mask 24/7. Now I'm going to grease my pan, and I'm just using like it's 8.5 by 4 inch, something like that. It's not the biggest pan, but this recipe will make 2 of these size loaves, or I'm cutting it in half, so I'm just going to make 1. But you need to grease your pan a little bit. Now you can use Crisco or any kind of oil you want to. I am so sorry. I don't know what to do about all this. But you know, I live here. I can't get away from it, so. But just coat it good with your butter or your Crisco or any type of shortening you want to grease your pan with. I just happen to grab the butter. I'm more or less making mine as a just a bread. I don't want it as a dessert. There. Let me go ahead and stick this back in the refrigerator because I don't want it to melt. I'm going to put, oh, I forgot I got to flour this a little bit. It always helps to, whenever you grease your pan, is to shake flour around in it and coat it real good. It helps it from not sticking. And don't pour it in the floor like I just tried to do. But I poured the excess out. But you see, it's greased and floured. Now I can probably get rid of this. Get it out of the way. I've got a 1/2 cup of sugar, just plain white sugar. I'm going to dump right in there. I've got 1 1/4 cup of flour. And I'm using self-rising flour. If you use all-purpose flour, don't forget to put in your baking soda and your salt. I put in a little bit of salt anyway. I'm going to put in about 3/8 of a cup of milk. And I've just got Carnation evaporated milk. Or basically about 2/3 cup. You can always add a little bit of water if you need to. 3 tablespoons of salad oil. And I'm just going to use olive oil. And I'm just going to guess at it. That's probably 3 tablespoons right there. You don't have to be exact. And I'm going to put my 1 egg in there. Now I know my eggs are fresh, so I don't crack them in a separate bowl. Now if I was getting them out of the chicken coop, I'd be cracking it in a bowl because, you know, sometimes you get one that's fixing to be a chicken. And I don't want to do that. And I'm going to put just a tiny bit of salt in there just for good measure. I don't need it because like I said, I've got self-rising flour. Let's make sure I got everything in there. I got my flour, my sugar, my salt. Baking powder's already in there because it's self-rising. I got my oil. I got my milk, my egg. And you can put nuts if you want. Like I said, I'm fixing more or less just a loaf of bread. I don't want nuts in it. Sometimes I put nuts and all kind of stuff in there. Let's see. I think I might put just for a little bit of added flavor. I've got Burr Rabbit molasses, y'all. I love molasses. And I'm just going to put about a spoonful, tablespoon, in there. Not much. That'll help with a little bit of the sweetness. It'll give it a darker, rich color. I had to lick my finger on that one. Now, you don't have to put molasses in yours if you don't want, but it's a good touch, added touch to put in there. Now, I'm going to put this down, and I'm going to start it out kind of slow because I don't want it to throw it all over the kitchen. But you do need to take your spatula and scrape down the sides of your bowl quite often when you're doing this, because a lot of it will stick to the side of the bowl. And that's mashing my bananas and mixing everything together at the same time. And after it gets all wet, you can turn it up a little bit, because then the flour's not going to jump out of your bowl. The full recipe calls for 2 to 3 bananas, and I've just got 2 bananas, so I put a little bit of extra banana in there. And you're only supposed to beat it for about a half a minute. I guess that's about a half a minute. Well, I wanted to take that off. There I go. Put it in the sink. And then, whoops, take my bowl here, scrape the sides down and stir it just a tiny bit after scraping the sides. But you can see I just put a very little bit of molasses in there. And I'm just going to pour it in my dish. That's what I like about this type of a bread. It's more like a cake batter. And you don't have to knead it. But, you know, the mixer will do it for you too, so. That fills it up about halfway. Now we're going to put it in a 350 oven for about 55 to 65 minutes. Or until a toothpick is inserted and it comes out clean and it's kind of nicely browned. So I'm going to put it in there. I'm going to set my timer for 55 minutes. My little smiley face. And we're going to let that cook, and I'll bring you back when it's done. Well, y'all, my timer went off. So we're going to check on our banana bread. It's been in there for 55 minutes. Oh, it smells so good. Now we'll do the toothpick test before I turn my oven off. If I can get just one out. Yeah, come out pretty clean. So I guess it's done. We can turn our oven off. And I need to get that out of there. And get it on a plate and let it cool. Don't know if it's ready to come out of there. There it come out. But don't that look good? Oh my goodness. Don't that look good, y'all? Yeah, it's got a little bit of flour where I floured the pan, but that doesn't hurt anything. That'll brush right off. Just a little bit. But don't that look good? Banana bread. I can't wait to eat a piece of this. Put me some butter on it. And I know you're not supposed to cut it until it's cool. But you know what? I can't wait. It just smells so good. Let's see if I can find a knife. Because I don't think I can wait. I don't know where you can see this the best. I don't know if it's over here on this side or the other side. This light is not very good. I mean, the light is too bright almost. I hate cutting it because you're not supposed to cut it till it cools. But I want to taste it. I got to have me some. Oh, it looks great, y'all. I thought I had a little plate over here, but I don't. All of them are big. Nothing better than some butter on some good hot bread. But look at that, the texture of it. Don't that look good? I can't wait to eat. Whew, that's hot. But how's that for just a little extra special bread? Whew. Look at that. Banana bread, y'all. Banana bread, and it's so hot. That butter's melting. I feel like I got something crawling on me, but I don't see anything. Y'all take a bite of my banana bread with butter on it. Still hot. Look at that. Take a bite. Wonder if I can take a bite without getting burnt. Y'all. That is so good. And that, just that one little tablespoon of molasses did a world of good. Oh, it gave it such a good flavor. Y'all take a bite. My banana bread with something extra special. Molasses. Mmm. No, that is good. Mmm. Don't need nothing but a little bit of butter. It's sweet enough. And that is really good. I'm going to let it cool. And then I'm going to wrap it in wax paper, saran wrap, and then some aluminum foil to keep it airtight. And then I might put it in my Tupperware bread container. That'll keep it airtight. Y'all take a bite. Take another bite. Oh, that looked good. You bet that's some good bread right there. Oh, yes. Mmm. Oh, my goodness. I don't think I can stop at one piece. Even though I know I'm not supposed to cut it. You're not supposed to cut it till it's cool. But it's so good when it's hot. It is so good when it's hot. Let me get a little bit more butter. Did I say a little bit? I said a little bit, y'all. Now, honey, that don't need no raisins. It don't need no nuts. It don't need nothing but some butter while it's hot. And you got you some good bread. Oh my God, that is so good. Eat a couple of slices of that with a cup of coffee or hot cup of tea. Mmm. That is so good. Mmm. But look at that. It don't rise quite as much with 2 whole bananas in there. But it makes it so moist, it's so good. It don't have to rise a whole lot. Well, with that, I'm going to sit down here and eat my banana bread. And enjoy it. Y'all fix you some. If you don't want to make the whole recipe, do like I did. Cut your recipe in half. And I gave you the half a recipe. I told you everything I put in my bowl. You just add everything in your mixing bowl to begin with. Your flour, your sugar, your egg, your bananas, your salt, your whatever, flour. And mix it up. Pour it right in your baking dish. Put it in the oven for 55 to 60 minutes and you got you the best loaf of banana bread you'll ever eat. And I'll see you on the next one. Love y'all. I'm going to finish my banana bread.